Hey there, welcome back to Starbound version 1.0. Today's a little different. I'm going to do a bit of a time lapse here and just do a little bit of overlaid comments of what I'm doing. I'm actually going to go ahead and build ourselves a bit of a shelter to keep all of our stuff in. As you see here, I'm clearing off the area I thought would... Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Jethro. He was trying to take a nap. Just clear off a little bit here in this area. Build a little bit of a house, and then we can kind of go from there. This is the part where Jethro will not get out of the way, and so I have to kind of work around him a little bit. I'll try to even out this slope here just a little bit. You'll notice here I figured out through trial and error that you can actually remove things in the background, which probably would have come in pretty handy when I was mining down in the mines. I could have gotten some of the ores and coal that were in the walls, but we now here. Okay, now we've waited a little bit and he's finally out of the way. You'll notice I do a lot of stuff that's a little bit redundant. It's pretty much just me rethinking what I want to do. You notice I just put down all this dirt, now I'm taking it up again. Okay, and here's me trying to decide what I want to use for flooring. Gone with the cobblestone brick. And of course this is, you know, the enemies are still coming, so I have to kind of still be vigilant. I still have to eat. Luckily we've gone ahead, and you might notice there in the left a little bit as I go over to the crafting bench, it looks a little different on top. I did off camera work a little bit on my farm, which I'll show you in the next episode. The crafting, or the building, I should say, has very much a Terraria type of feel to it. And you'll notice also I don't make enough materials when I build, so I'm constantly running back to the crafting table to make stuff that I need. That's just so I don't have a whole chest full of cobblestone brick after I'm done that I can't really use for anything. Probably going to put a little bit of a stairwell here of some kind. Okay, light it up a little bit here so we can see what we're doing through the night. Now, you'll notice here that I'm thinking I'm putting down wood because I've decided to go with like a rough cabin feel to this, but the hawk-eyed observer will notice that that is actually dirt that I'm putting down in the background. That will, of course, be changed later after I realize my mistake. And yes, I did it on both top and bottom levels. As I skip ahead here, you'll see. So that is all going to have to be removed. I do not realize at this point, recording now after the fact, that I've done that. So now I'm going to have to go back and replace that. I certainly won't show that, at least all of that wall here on the camera. But I did have to go back and replace all that. I thought it was wood, and it's dirt. And you see here I'm starting with a little bit of a sloped roof. Pretty much staple in a lot of things I build. I think at this point I've decided... Oh, okay, I made a bit of a mistake there. I've decided I'm actually going to do 3 floors, a little bit of an attic in the top. And I'm out of materials again. myself a little bit more room in the attic. Yep, starving. Need to go get some food. Okay, so I'm still using dirt at this point, but I'm using it forward, and here's where I realize my mistake. Because when it comes back in, you'll notice I checked there really quick and realized this huge stack of what I thought was wood is actually dirt. So now I have to clear the entire house, and now you'll notice I've skipped ahead, and I have gone ahead and done that back to wood. And again, out of materials. Decided to go a little bit different, out of materials, a little bit different of a background on the attic. Not sure, just to kind of, you know, change it up a little bit, I guess. There's no real reason or rhyme to any of this. It's all just for aesthetic. Also, putting the walls in solid, definitely come back in later and put some windows in the background. But this is just to get the full feel of it, so I can kind of space those out. Jethro had something to say, and I totally ignored him. I'm not really sure why I would make that. I guess I kind of second thought and decided to go with the cabin roofing instead. See some of my rope skills here. I take a little bit to figure out what I want to do here with this. If I think it was shift button, only puts down 1 instead of all 4, so I was able to be a little bit more refined here in how I place the blocks. I think it took me probably about, I mean, there's a lot of editing and stuff here, but it probably took me about an hour and a half to build the house and to furnish it and everything. So I definitely cut a lot of this out, since this video is only about, I don't know, like probably about 15 minutes long. So I sped a lot of this up, and I also cut out a lot of it in between. So you'll see the end result here at the end, but this is just gonna give you an idea. I didn't think it would be very interesting to have a whole episode of me just in real time building a house, so I thought I would just go ahead and speed it up a little bit, just so if you're interested, you can see how suddenly in the series a huge house sprung up. This was me doing it, so. And you'll notice I take a lot of time here trying to figure out how to get these two sides to look the same. And I was well aware that this would be a little bit embarrassing to see me doing this over and over again, but that's what happens. You gotta make it look right. Okay, so I've gone ahead and eaten up, and now I'm gonna go ahead and I've decided to take the bricks out of here on the roof to make it look a little bit more realistic. I didn't like the way it looked with the gray and the brown together. It didn't make a lot of sense that it was like that. I also, when I recorded this, as you can hear, I recorded it with just the music on, and I guess when you're playing, you don't really, you know, notice and realize how beautiful the music is. So I really enjoyed that as well. I think it constantly rained the entire time I was building. I don't know what happened there, but I definitely did not have a very good weather for building. as you notice there. Also, I have still not upgraded that mining laser. That'll be probably the next thing we save our manipulation modules for, is to upgrade the power, so it takes a lot less time. Okay, so I've got the basic outline, I think, of the house. Now it's going to come time to put in a lot more of the inner aesthetics. The function of the building is now finished. Now I've just got to figure out how I want it to look. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and start the windows. It's all just eyeballed. I don't have any real way of seeing. I just, do it so it looks good. There's no real function to this. You'll also notice when I'm making the windows, some of the windows I don't put all the panes in. I thought that was kind of a cool look. It looks like you left the window half open to get a breeze. Again, no function whatsoever, but just an interesting look. I think I go back and make those windows a little bit bigger. I didn't like how big the windows ended up being. So I think I go back and I make the windows a lot bigger there in the background. These side windows, again, there's no function to them. They're just more for just a cool look. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between background and foreground in this game. So if you put it in the background, you can obviously walk right past it. If it's in the foreground, it's going to block your way. So you'll notice a couple times where I'll hit the wrong button. I think it's the left mouse versus the right mouse. And it puts it in the foreground, and then I can't get past like the dirt or the windows right there. And I think I probably go back and... yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a kind of a cool idea with the windows. I figured, in between different recording sessions, I could open and close different windows just to make it look like the house was lived in. Even though, really, if you've ever played any of these games, you notice that you don't really spend an awful lot of time in your house, other than just drop off your loot and maybe craft something. But you don't really live in your house. But anything to give it a more lived-in look, I think, is kind of cool. Okay, so here's where I decided I was going to build a little bit of a basement, and I don't know how much I recorded this, because it actually turned out to be a lot more extensive of a basement than I thought it was going to be. I thought at first it was just going to be this little nook where I could just put, a lot of my extra storage for stuff that maybe I wouldn't need right away, like, a whole bunch of the bricks that I was going to be using and then have left over from the build. But actually... when I was playing a little bit further in, I realized there was going to be a lot more crafting benches involved. So I actually ended up putting a lot of the crafting benches down here in the bottom. I like the way that ladder came out. It's obviously not meant to be like that, but it kind of looked like it tapered down. I like the look of that. Also, I think I took the dirt out of here, and then I ended up putting it right back in or something like that. And then after that, I ended up putting something else completely different in and playing around with some of the more aesthetic pieces. So, again, a lot of redundancy, but that's part of playing, and I probably won't show it here, but it was a couple of different reiterations of the background here. And starving once again. Okay, so this is pretty much the way the house is going to look. I put a lot of furniture and stuff like that into the house. But for the most part, this is the basic function and form that the house is going to take. There's the dirt going back in again. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You'll see, you know, a couple of levels, place to put maybe a bedroom for Garrett, or Jethro, excuse me, and place to put a lot of my storage stuff, the benches, that sort of thing. It's a real basic house, nothing to write home mom about, but I thought, you know, it was some place to put my stuff. So if you like the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My name is Wrath. Your name is you. Awesome as always. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll check you later.